In this video, you will learn how to spot the earliest signs of an abusive and controlling relationship. That way you can avoid getting too involved, making it more difficult to get out. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello and I'm a psychologist and a relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. So if you're interested in making your love life the best part of your life, start now by clicking the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you aren't missing anything. Okay, on to our topic. What are the earliest warning signs of emotional abuse? Many of you are probably thinking, it won't happen to me. I'd never allow anyone to control me or engage in abusive behavior. Well, of course, no one would knowingly dive into an abusive relationship. The problem is they don't start out as abusive. In the beginning, abusers are charismatic and attentive and committed. They're like real-life Prince Charmings. These relationships often begin as incredibly intense and passionate love affairs. An abuser will work to make you feel so appreciated and so loved that you won't even notice he's controlling you as you relinquish your life an inch at a time while becoming more and more entrenched in the relationship. Abusers hold themselves back until they gain their partner's trust and love. And the controlling and abusive behaviors emerge and intensify as the relationship grows. And it works. But I promise you, there are telltale signs of abusers, and if you're experiencing any of these signs, it's time to slow down. Number one, the relationship moves very fast. The most difficult warning sign to accept is how fast things progress. For example, he wants to see you every night and spend every waking moment alone with you. He also wants to get you into a committed relationship as fast as possible. And let's face it, women are tired of men with commitment issues. So when you meet a man who claims that you're perfect for each other, that it's love at first sight, that you're soulmates, and other romantic and idealistic sounding things, you certainly want that to be true. And it feels romantic and passionate when you're falling in love. But while it feels sweet initially, it can also be a sign that he's trying to isolate you. When a relationship moves too fast or one partner tries to push it too forcefully, it's essential that you call him on it and let him know how you feel. If he's willing to listen and dial it back a notch, there may be reason to give him and the relationship more time to develop. But if he won't listen and tries to excuse it away, that's a sign that there's only going to be less freedom and more manipulation in the future if you stay with him. Number two, love bombing and excessive gift giving. Love bombing is the practice of overwhelming someone with signs of adoration and attraction, and it's designed to manipulate you into spending more time with the bomber. And this can take many forms, like excessive texting and telephone calls. He might overwhelm you with constant flattery. And at first, you will not perceive this as bombardment. You will initially be flattered that he is paying so much attention to you. He will leave you small love notes and send you sweet texts. It's like something from a movie. That's because it is like that. It's more fiction than reality. And it's difficult to pinpoint love bombing in the short term because all new relationships are exciting. There's promise and potential, and getting to know someone you like gives you butterflies. But what isn't normal is when a person is building you up in unrealistic ways or gifting you in ways that are beginning to feel too extravagant or co-opting your time because they want to spend so much of theirs with you while manipulating you to have little time left over for friends and family. These are signs that the relationship isn't quite as balanced as it should be. Number three, he's obsessed with your social media activity from the beginning. Is he constantly keeping tabs on your social media activity and asking about it? Namely, who you follow, who you friend, who likes or comments on your comment. If this is happening early on, there may be some jealousy issues. For example, early in your dating relationship, he already stalked all of your social media and made a note of all the likes or comments you made over the past year, including time before you even knew him. And then he finds clever ways of asking you about each and every man who could potentially be in your dating pool. Again, let's examine normal versus abnormal. If he saw a picture of you kissing your ex, it would be normal to feel a little bit jealous. But it's in the past and the jealous feeling should subside quickly. On the other hand, if he's obsessing over your ex and stalking his social media and questioning you over and over, yeah, that's pathological. So, have you had experiences with an abusive partner? If so, how did it start out? Please share your experience. There may be someone who really needs to hear your story today. It might be incredibly helpful to someone who's dealing with a similar situation. Number 4, Unrealistic expectations and shoulds. As things progress and get more serious, we see new signs developing. One is finding that your partner has unrealistic expectations and commonly indicates the things that you should and should not do. For example, he may insist on very stereotypical gender roles such as a man should provide and a woman should keep up the house. And if dinner isn't on the table when he gets home, there's a problem. Or he might frequently say things about how you should or shouldn't cut your hair, whom you should see, what job you should take, how you should speak, etc. These are an indication that your partner believes he knows more about you and your life than you know about yourself. And if you stay in this relationship, this attitude will increase over time until you no longer know who you are. And if you're not living up to his expectation, the world is ending. After all, you are his world. Number 5. Hypersensitivity and jealousy. Another sign is hypersensitivity. This refers to your jealous partner overreacting to little things like comments or jokes or small issues. Abusers often have low self-esteem and take everything personally. They may be easily insulted or claim that the world is against them if they meet the slightest setback. And if you would disagree with them about anything, no matter how trivial, you're insulting them to their core and calling them a terrible person who can't do anything right. And they allow you no space. And at first, it's sweet how protective they are of you and how they get a little jealous of the idea of you with anyone else. But then the protectiveness and subtle jealousness turns into possessiveness. They start to get paranoid and they begin to require you are always accessible. Anytime that they text you or call you, they expect you to answer right away. They're always questioning your whereabouts, who you were with, and what you did. And they make excuses to justify their mistrust or dislike of a classmate or a friend or a family member. They rationalize their behavior by claiming that they worry about you and are concerned for your safety. And the intensity of the relationship starts to feel more like smothering, with your partner growing more and more attached. In the process, you begin to slowly lose touch with friends and family, and the relationship becomes overwhelming and exhausting. Number 6, criticism and superiority. Do you find that your partner criticizes everyone and everything all the time, even when he knows nothing about what he's criticizing? Does he tell you how much better he could do something? Oh, and this can look a lot like confidence at first, but with an abuser, it can turn out to be egomania or abrasive arrogance. Remember this. Healthy people have no need to belittle others. They feel that everyone is equal and that there is room in the world for everyone to be great. On the other hand, abusers want the world and everyone around them to be perfect, but their own minds are a complete mess. They can't make sense of their own stuff, so they focus their fixing energy onto others. They want to talk about what everyone else is doing wrong. Number 7. They are blamers. Blame is placing the entire responsibility for one's unpleasant actions and consequences and feelings on another person or external event and insisting that others agree. A blamer refuses to admit that they've ever done anything wrong. They will always consider themselves a victim, and no matter what really happened, if something goes wrong, it's always someone else's fault. So they will not apologize for anything because they consider themselves blameless in every situation. An early warning sign that you're dealing with the blamer is when they are talking about their work or their career or their education and past relationships. A blamer will always take credit when things are going good and will always blame everyone around them when things are bad. Blaming others for their failures make them feel better about themselves and their failures. So blamers will do everything in their power to make their failure someone else's fault. And eventually, his failures will be your fault, making you feel guilty for things which you have no control over. If you know a blamer, then this probably sounds pretty familiar. Number 8, imposed isolation. Imposed isolation begins with your partner criticizing and questioning and making unwelcome your closest friends and social network. Abusers will try to make you feel guilty for wanting to spend time with friends and family. For example, a woman might avoid an evening out with her girlfriends because she knows her partner is jealous and she's afraid of his reaction afterward. And to mask his jealousy, he'll flip the conversation towards questioning your motives for wanting a night out. Number 9. He is mean or abusive towards others. It's not just about how he treats you. Warning signs are often obvious in how he treats everyone else. For example, the waiter brings the wrong wine and it turns into a scene where the manager is called. Someone bumps into him on the street and he yells obscenities even though he's not hurt in the slightest. Or he makes critical comments about every other person in the room, not caring who hears him. Abusers have short tempers and work hard to hide it from their partner, but pay attention to the way he treats strangers. You'll be surprised at what you'll learn. Look, observing any of these signs once doesn't mean that you should run for the hills. But if you're seeing multiple warning signs or a progressive pattern develop, you should be concerned. Be wise and trust your instincts and protect yourself. If something doesn't sound or feel right, do what's best for you and keep yourself safe. Of course, there are other signs of abuse that I haven't addressed today. So please feel free to tell us similar situations that you know of in the comment section below. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching till the end. And as always, if you found this video helpful, please take a moment and hit that thumbs up button and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video.